Dribbling is back in NBA 2K26, and you're probably going to want to make a guard build. I made 3 to 4 different small guard builds at Community Day, each specializing in different things. Whether you want to play the 1s, 2s, 3s, rec, or pro-am, whether you want to have a high midi, high 3-point, high pass accuracy, high finishing, or high defense, there will be a build that you will like in this video. And before I show you guys the builds, I need you guys to do one thing. Subscribe right now if you're hyped at all for 2K26, and make sure you're following me on Twitch. I'm going to be daily streaming. I might even be live right now. I'll put a link in the description. And we're about to get into build number 1, but real fast, we have a quick word from today's sponsor. This is not a drill. When you sign up in Underdog Fantasy using code SOLO and make a $5 pick'em, win or lose, you will get $50. Also, by using code SOLO, you will double your first deposit up to $1,000 and unlock a free special like this one. The NFL season is here, and there's no better time to make picks on Underdog than now. All it is higher or lower on your favorite player's stats. You guys can see I made 8 different picks for week 1. And if I did place that $5 bet, again, win or lose, you're gonna get $50. But if I won this bet, I would win $625 on top of that. It's not called Underdog Fantasy for no reason. They have a ton of different fantasy drafts for basically every single sport. I've been drafting fantasy football teams like almost every day. Here's some of my teams. When you sign up on Underdog Fantasy, make sure to be using my code SOLO to take advantage of all these specials and offers. Make some picks, let's have some fun, but be sure to play responsibly. What's up, guys? It's Solo back with another video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys these small guard builds that I made at Community Day. Yesterday, I dropped a 6'6" ISO build. You know, you guys are probably going to make a guard build. Dribbling is looking crazy, and right here, I'm just showing the height potential. So you go from 5'9" to 6'7" on point guard. For shooting guards, you could go 6 foot up to, I believe it is 6'8". Yeah, 6'8". So for this first build, it's going to be a 2s build. You guys know I like to start out on the 2s, but I also like to play 3s potentially. You could also play rec with this build. And so I'm going to end up going 6'4" on this first build because I want height. You know, height's going to matter in 2K26 a lot. That's what we're seeing from the gameplay. Height's going to matter on defense, on offense, everything. So 6'4", just so that I will be able to play defense. You know, there's going to be some tall builds, 6'6s, 6'8s are looking popular as well. Maybe even taller, 6'11", tall ISO builds that will be pulling up on me. I want to be able to, you know, have some height. Going 6'2", going 6'1", and playing 2s, that's a little bit, you know what I'm saying, crazy. But going 178 on the weight, that'll give us the 91 speed up ball for that Hall of Fame lightning launch. And then we're gonna go 6'7" on the wingspan, which will give us 94 3-point potential and give us that 93 for Hall of Fame set shot and limitless on gold. Okay, so now it's time to get into the attributes, and this build's best attribute is going to be mid-range. So we're going to put our mid-range up to a 93, which gives us that Hall of Fame set shot. We're going to have gold deadeye, gold shifty shooter, pretty much like every jump shot in the game. And I wanted to go high midi because I'm going to be on the 2s. You know, fading midis was very good in 25, and Mike Wang came out and said the midi's going to be even better. So I definitely want to have mid-range on my build. I'm seeing a lot of these guard builds go with like an 83. They kind of like bring their 3-point really high, and then they just have their mid-range really low. I want to have a very high mid-range. So we're going 93 on the mid-range, 89 on the 3-pointer, which will give us silver limitless range. Now for our badge perks, you can max +2 limitless to Hall of Fame. And something I'm probably gonna be doing is max +2ing shifty shooter to legend. I'm probably gonna be doing the shooting build specialization path on this build. Next up, we're of course going to be going with a 92 ball handle. I'm seeing some people go higher, 94, maybe 95. You know, you can do that for some badges, handle for days. You get at Hall of Fame at a 94, but you get every dribble move in the game at a 92, at least at launch. You get a 92, you know, right here, Steph Curry. You could see the requirements, 92 ball handle. That's the highest one in the game right now. Unless they add Steve Francis, that might be a rep reward, who knows? But even when we were testing Steve Francis, his size up didn't look good in play now. So we're not even sure, you know, if you'll need that. We're then going to go with an 86 speed up ball for gold lightning launch. You are definitely going to be using a max +2 badge perk to get that up to legend. That's a badge, you know, on guards. You want to get legend lightning launch, whether you go with a 91 speed up ball and you max +1 it, or if you go with the 86 and max +2 it, either one. Then we're gonna go with the 7-1 pass accuracy, you get that silver dimer. Next up, it's on to the defense. I'm seeing a lot of small guards go low defense, and I will have one version in this video that does have low defense because for whatever reason, people just don't like playing defense. But of course, you know me, I'm gonna want to play defense. So we're gonna go 85 on the perimeter. That's gonna give us a bunch of silver defensive badges. And then for the steal, we are gonna be going with an 85, which gives us gold interceptor. I think that's gonna be a real money spot because glove is not looking like it's gonna be good, at least at launch. when the game first comes out, because on-ball steals, they're basically non-existent. But interceptor is a badge you definitely want. So you can max +2 that up or max +1 it to Hall of Fame or Legend. Agility gonna go to a 77, giving us that gold slippery off ball. And now it's on to the finishing. A lot of people are going very high in the finishing, and like, I get it, but if I'm gonna pick something to not have or have it a little bit lower, for me, it's finishing. I gotta be able to shoot, I gotta be able to dribble, I gotta be able to play some defense. So for our dunking, we're gonna go with an 80, 65 vertical, and that's actually gonna give us some decent dunk packages. Quick drops are back in the game at launch off the rip. It's not a rep award, so you get quick drops with an 80 driver. You also get athletic one-handers off one. You get the Devin Booker dunk packages, which are pretty good, and you could also get cradles off one. So you have some options as far as the dunk packages go. Don't think because I don't have contact dunks that it's not good. It's definitely still good. Again, contact dunks sometimes make you just take bad takes and try to dunk on people, turn the ball over, you miss it. The dunk meter is not looking too OP, so I don't know if I really want to force contact dunks onto my build. But we're also going to get max block at a 66 and a 65 interior, because I think you're going to need interior defense on this game. We've seen, in the play now footage, builds with low interior, small heights, they're just getting finished on. So we have a good all-around defense, and this is going to be the build here. This is the 6'4 build that maybe I'll make on day one. I'm kind of torn between the 6'4 and the 6'6. I cannot lie to you guys, but here's all the different takeover options if you guys want to pause the video and look at them. But I think I'll key in on one here. Okay, here's all the takeovers. You got sharpshooter, takeover ability, blur, glue, more sharpshooter. You don't have deep bomber, which I'm thinking you probably need a 93 pointer to get that deep bomber takeover ability. But when we get cap breakers, you could put that on 3-pointer and easily get that takeover ability. Now, bucket, that's the takeover I think I'm going to be using. Blur takeover ability, I think it's going to be very good. Right here we get +6 to ball handle, +6 to mid-range, and +5 to our 3-point shot. I think blur's going to be very good with how fast the dribbling is. You can just get right by people, get to the rim, and that will really make this build all around. When you factor in the shooting, 93 midi, 89 3-pointer, we can dribble, play D, and then you have the blur takeover with quick drops. I like this build a lot. I think it's going to be a very good option. It's going to be a very good option. Of course, I said we're going to go shooting build specialization, so you can put your first cap breakers on 3-pointer. If you get some from level 40 or the rep system, you could put that on 3-pointer, get that limitless range to gold at a 93. And we get shades of Hersey Hawkins, Jerry West, the logo, and SGA, the cover athlete. So low-key, some pretty good shades here. The build is called a two-way ISO sniper. Go-to badges are going to be set shot on Hall of Fame, Deadeye on gold, and pluckable on gold. You guys can see the top attributes, the strengths, and the weaknesses. And yeah, I think the build's looking pretty good here. I do have some gameplay real quick. Here's where I was putting on my animations. I'm gonna just speed it up. You guys can pause the video if you want to see what animations I'm using in the gameplay you're about to see. But also, this was like one of the first builds I made, and so I'm low-key using some mid dribble moves. Like, as the day went on at community day, I found out better dribble moves. So there's definitely better dribble moves than I put on here. But yeah, look at how I'm moving on this build. That's I believe Kemba Walker escape, and of course the Curry behind the back for the Curry. So look at that, the Kemba Walker escape spam's looking good. You could really spam moves in this game. I am so excited because this is as bad as it's going to be. This is community day footage. I don't even know if I have lightning launch in these clips. I don't know if the badges are activated, but also we don't have stamina in here, so you do have to take it kind of with a grain of salt. But you see the potential with the dribbling. Like, the speed boosts are looking good. You could spam moves back and forth pretty easily. The game speed's up, and yeah, like, I cannot wait, once we figure out, because again, these are not the best dribble moves. Once we figure out the best dribble moves, people are going to be moving on this game. Small guards, tall guards, everything. The potential is so high on this game. I'm not trying to like glaze it, but just looking at it, looking how fast the speed boosts are, being able to spam escapes behind the backs, pretty much at ease. Look at this. Like, this is a De'Aaron Fox step back or snatch back, which is low-key kind of ass. So once I put on a better snatch back, like, I can't wait. I can't wait to really get in the lab. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys some gameplay, and we'll have some more gameplay at the end. I'm actually going to show you all my gameplay just because I know people are going to want to see it. But let's get into this next build. I got a 6'2". Okay, so this next build that I have for you guys is going to be a 6'2" point guard. The last build was high midi. This one, however, is going to be higher for 3-point rating. Now, this is probably going to be more of a threes guard. 6'2" is looking kind of sketchy to bring out on the twos court this year, especially because we're seeing 6'6s, 6'8s, you know, all that. So we're gonna go 6'2", 220 on the weight. To be honest, you could go lower if you want to cap break speed of ball all the way up to 94. That's an option. And then 6'3" on the wingspan, which will give us crazy shooting. We're gonna be going with a 94 3-point shot, which, as you can see, gives us all of the shooting badges on gold. Deadeye, set shot, limitless range, shifty shooter, and I forget the other badge, but all 5 of them were gold. Then I'm gonna put my mid-range up to a 90. A lot of people keep this low. I like to have both. You know, I want to still have a very high mid-range shot. We're gonna go 92 ball handle. Again, I'm gonna be going 92 ball handle on like all my guard builds, unless it's a tall guard, then I might go 85, but 92, that gives you all the dribble moves. 91 speed of ball is gonna give you Hall of Fame lightning launch, so we're gonna max +1 that, easy, up to legend. You know, once you have to max +2 a badge, it's kind of sketchy because there's a lot of badges you probably want to max +2, but if you can get a badge to fall into that max +1, that's going to be nice. And that's what we got with Hall of Fame lightning launch here. We can just max +1 at 82 on the perimeter defense, going to give us some bronze and silver defensive badges. 79 on the steal, giving us silver glove and silver interceptor. I am going to put defense on this build because, yeah, you guys might want to play twos, you might want to play threes. You know, some of you guys like playing defense on the threes. We're gonna go 73 driver for now. I think we end up putting that higher. 71 pass act to get silver dimer. Again, this is a build that can work in a lot of different game modes. As you see, we're getting block, we're getting some interior as well, in case you do want to bring it to the twos. You know, you got to hold your own. But you know, if you are going to play threes, a lot of guards, what they do is they play with a lockdown. So the guard, if you're using this build, you're going to go guard the corner instead on defense. Instead of guarding the other guard, you have your lockdown guard the guard. So that's why a lot of people go low defense. I don't really like doing that, you know what I'm saying? I like to play defense. So, you know, right here, I'm just kind of tweaking the build. I'm looking like, yo, what do I put on this build to finish it out? The steal doesn't get high enough to get badges. I think I just tested pass accuracy. It went up 1. And then you guys can see right here, we can get the 80 driver, which again, gives us quick drops off 1, athletic one-handers off 1, Devin Booker, cradles, and some other dunks. Then we're going to put 1 on the steal to finish off the build. And I think that it's looking pretty good. I might make some more tweaks. Again, it's kind of hard to remember what I exactly did at community day, but we have a very high 3-point shot, 94. We have the 90 midi, every dribble move, 91 speed of ball. We're going to be max +2ing limitless to legend, max +2ing handless for days to legend, max +2ing with our build specialization, shifty shooter to legend, max +1 lightning launch to legend, max +1 impeccable to Hall of Fame, and then max +1 with the build specialization, either set shot or deadeye to Hall of Fame. And then one of the takeovers that I liked a lot is this chef takeover with the deep bomber takeover ability. You get +5 to your 3. That'll give us a 99 3-point shot on this build, +6 to midi, and +6 to ball handle. This build's going to be crazy with takeover. And once we get custom takeovers, it's just going to get even crazier. Now we get Darren Williams, Tyrese Maxey, and prime Stephen Curry for the shades of this build. We get an ISO sniper as our archetype name. Lightning launch is on Hall of Fame. Mini marksman is on gold. Limitless range is on gold. Top attributes, we got an A+3, A ball handle, A speed of ball, strengths, ice and veins from deep. That's kind of glitchy. Handles like a magician's wand. That's crazy as well. Elite top end speed, difficult to slow down. Weaknesses, can't pass, stagnates ball movement. But if you play with IQ, and we saw it last year, passing's very similar to last year. 71 pass act is just fine for the 2s and 3s and rec even. But if you're going to play comp prom, yeah, you definitely want more. And I'm about to show you guys a prom build actually. So if you want high pass act, watch this next build I'm about to show you. But yeah, so that's the 6'2" I made. I also showed you the 6'4". Now let's get into a high pass accuracy guard. Now I have a high pass accuracy guard for you guys because I'm already seeing the comments. People are going to say, how are you going to go point guard and not get pass accuracy? Again, I think if you're playing 2s and 3s, you don't need that high of pass accuracy. You got to be the offensive juggernaut for your team. But hey, I wanted to make a comp pro guard, and so here it is. We're gonna go 6'4" on the height. We're gonna go 178 on the weight, and then 6'5" on the wingspan. So we're starting off with a 3-pointer. We're gonna be going with a 93 on the 3-pointer. That gives us legend limitless range, legend shifty, legend set shot, and legend deadeye, which we'll get into the badge perks in a second. We're gonna go 90 on the mid range. Again, I want to be able to do everything. A lot of people are going to keep their mid range down at 83. You could do that, but mid range is looking OP this year. I want to have that on my build. So, and actually, I think we're going to mess around with that and lower it later. We're also going to go 92 ball handle because that gets every dribble move, 91 speed of ball, for that Hall of Fame lightning launch, which of course we're gonna max +1 that up to legend. And then for the pass accuracy, we're gonna go 85. That gives us bronze bailout, and that's gonna give us a bunch of pass styles, as I'm actually about to show you right here. You know, you get majority of the pass styles, gold dimer, I think it's gold versatile visionary, bronze bailout, and you're gonna be throwing hot ones. You know, this is a build that I would consider playing, you know, pro-am with, comp pro-am, rank pro-am, whatever. Rec, it will go crazy in the rec. 6'4" as well. You're gonna be shooting over the other small guards that potentially can guard you. Then we're gonna get some free throw on this build, and then it comes to the defense, and it's like, okay, how much defense do you want? Because if you're gonna play comp pro-am and have a meta guard the corner, you probably don't want too much defense. Like, this is probably what you want. Yeah, you kind of want to get a steal. And so the build's not done. Don't worry if you skip to this part. The build is not done being created. I'm going to continue to tweak it, as you guys will see. And I wanted to show you guys everything I was doing. Like, this is the thought process here. It's still not done. Now I'm thinking, okay, what if we give up the quick drops? What if we give the dunks, bring it down to like a 55, kind of really cruise our dunk packages? Now I'm kind of just min-maxing, making sure that I'm not having any, you know, dumb attributes anywhere. And now I'm like, okay, let's see if we get steal. Let's see if we get glove interceptor. No, we still can't. So it's like, okay, let's go no dunk at all, which I really don't want to do that, but I'm just showing you guys because a lot of you guys are like, oh, lower the dunk a little bit or lower this or that, get some defense. I'm showing you guys what the build would look like if we do that. So now we have no dunk. The defense is still looking kind of cooked. So it's like, what are you going to lower? Maybe the mid-range. You don't want to lower the pass accuracy because we need that. Maybe go 86 speed of ball, but we want to be quick. We're a guard. So now I go 83 on the mid-range. We bring that way down. We're looking at the steal. We have bronze, interceptor, and glove now. The perimeter's up. We also get block and interior up now on the build. So now we're going to really be able to hold our own on defense for a small guard. I mean, it's not terrible. We're getting somewhere, but now we have no dunk. We have an 83 mid-range. So our offense is really, you know, getting messed up now. But I'm looking at the dunk. We're going to be able to get some dunk. I'm looking, can we get 70? Can we get 73 for posterizer? No. So we get a 65, which will give us, you know, some dunk packages. Nothing crazy, but it'll give us some. And then I confirm it. I'm going to go and change it again. But look at the shades. Steph Curry from, I think that's like year 2 or 3. Kyrie, prime Kyrie. Scott Skiles, 3-point shot hunter. You guys could read that if you want. But then I go back. I'm like, I don't know, bro. I don't know if I want this much defense. I don't know. You know, I kind of want more midi. I kind of want a higher dunk. So I continue tweaking the build. We bring the interior down. We, you know, bring the perimeter down, and nothing's final. I'm gonna be honest. I was thinking about everything here. I'm thinking about changing literally everything. What's gonna be the best version of this build? So we bring our steal down and our interior down. Now I put the driver dunk back up to get quick drops and all those dunk packages. Vertical back up. Again, I wanted to show you the whole thought process when I was making this build. Now we got our 90 midi back, but the defense is looking a little bit popped. And we get shades of Steve Nash, Darius Garland, Damian Lillard, ISO Sniper is going to be the build name. You guys can see the rest on the screen, but I can't lie. If I'm playing comp pro-am, just how the defense is set up, you know, I believe we have off-ball pass in this build, so it's going to be, you know, that's going to help on getting backdoored, but I'm guarding the corner. Same with the threes. If I'm bringing this build to the threes, I'm guarding the corner. I'm playing with a lockdown. That's just what it's going to be. Now, if you guys don't play with a lockdown or you want to guard up top, you know, in rec or pro-am, then yeah, try to get some defense. But what are you going to sacrifice? You probably have to sacrifice the midi, maybe some of that dunk as well. But your defense isn't going to be crazy on a build like this whatsoever. A 3 hunting build that, you know, has a high pass ac, has dribbling, all that. So now for the badges, we're gonna max +2 limitless range to legend. We're gonna max +2 handles for days to legend. We're gonna max +2 using the build specialization, shifty shooter to legend. So we're gonna be picking the shooting path, max +1 lightning launch to legend, max +1 unpluckable to Hall of Fame, and max +1 set shot or dead eye to Hall of Fame, and then put your cat breakers on your 3-pointer. Okay, so now we have some gameplay with these small guard builds, and they're pretty much all the same because I went 92 ball handle and I think 91 speed of ball on all of them. Maybe the first build was 86 speed of ball, so you might even be moving faster because this footage is from the first build, the 6'4" I made for the 2s with the high midi. And I just want to show you guys everything that I did with this build. Like, I'm just showing you, this is like raw footage right here. This is the raw, unedited. You guys can see I'm literally, you know, messing around. I'm turning off my shot meter. I think I put my feedback on all shots. Maybe I didn't, but I wanted to show you everything I did in this custom test with the build. So you guys can see, you know, because you probably want to see as much dribbling footage as you can, because the dribbling is looking crazy on this game. You see the spam with the Kemba escape, Curry slide. You know, I was really spamming that a lot, and I think behind the screen it's gonna go crazy. I should have bursted out more. Right here, I'm gonna pull from beyond the hash and make it. That was kind of crazy. I don't know if we have badges, but probably after I made that, who knows. If you have badges in here in this custom test, then I was like, okay, how far can I really pull? I ended up shooting a late, but yeah, I think behind the screen, the Curry slide, the Kemba escape, mixing all those together, the snatchback. I don't even think I have a good snatchback on in these clips. Again, like I said earlier, I have on the De'Aaron Fox snatchback, which it does give a decent speed boost, but it doesn't really create separation. So once we get on better SIGs, it's going to be looking even crazier. But I wish I did more speed boost, because the speed boosts are good and I do them from time to time. But I wish I was doing a snatchback running out, or doing a Curry slide running out of that, escape running out of it. I did a lot of standstill dribbling, which is whatever, you know, it looks cool right here. Oh my god, hitting the back fades were looking good, by the way. Of course, the midi looking strong. This build in particular with a 93 midi, I think it was, so that's going to be OP. But fades in general in the midi, and look at me, like at the 3-point line, fades are looking good. So, and right there we did like a little nutmeg between our own legs, but fades are looking good. So when you get on the game day one, or maybe you're watching this and the game's already been out, you're gonna want to be fading, whether that's behind the screen in the midi, or even just fading threes, corner threes, whatever it is. Fades are looking good right here. I am doing some different speed boosts. I'm kind of just flicking down. You can kind of like flick down, almost do like a little behind your legs move, and you get a quick speed boost right out of that. Right here, we're just gonna take the layup, and I mean, yeah, there's not much to say about this, but I figured you guys would want to see all of the dribbling footage that I got with these builds. So I didn't cut it up and only show you guys the best combos. Right here, I was doing a little Kemba spam, Kemba escape, but you know, in some of the other videos you're gonna see, it's gonna be cut up just the best moves of them dribbling. It's community day. I know you guys want to see as much footage as possible. One thing I like is that like little behind the back move you can kind of do. You could shoot off it. I feel like we had that in 2K20. That was a nice little move. You know, it's nothing too crazy, but like right there, that. Then you could also speed boost out of it if you want. There are quick stops too. I was not really doing them. I was doing the normal ones where you kind of run, then flick the stick like right or left or even down. Anyway, really, you could flick the right stick, shoot off that. But I think there's actually going to be a better quick stop. I saw Fana doing it. I think that if you guys played like 21 next gen or some of those 2Ks where you would like speed boost off a move and take like 1 to 2 steps, then just shoot off it, that quick stop I think is going to be back. I wasn't really doing it though. I wasn't testing it. Again, this was the first build I made, so look at me, back fade in the midi. Those are going to be tough, but this is the first build I made, so I learned a lot more about dribbling as the day went on, the best SIGs, all that. Of course, in the bottom right hand corner, NBA2K26.com, 20% off if you guys use code SOLO. If you want to find out all the best SIGs at launch, the best dribble moves, the best badge thresholds. If you want to, you know, before you make your build, you want to see what badges are looking like the best. You know, maybe you only need gold of a certain badge, whatever. They have a lot of free content, but if you do want to pay for this stuff, code SOLO will give you 20% off. And again, I said it in the intro, but I'm streaming every day, twitch.tv/solo_. I probably am live right now, just going over a bunch of different builds that I made or that others made from community day. And then once the game comes out, you know I'm gonna be a top rep. We're gonna be going on like 100 game win streaks, all that, and I'll be streaming all that. So yeah, dribbling's looking good. These are 3 guard builds for you. You know, let me know what you think. Which one do you like the most? Maybe you want this 6'4", but with higher pass act. What are you gonna drop? It's tough. It's really tough to get it all in this builder. I mean, it's very similar to the 25 builder, and you guys, it's the same thing, right? Like if you want an all-around build, it's tough. You got to sacrifice certain things. But yeah, man, look at me going crazy. Oh my god, Curry slide. I think I finished this off with a dunk here in a second, but I appreciate y'all for watching. 900K coming soon. Sub up tomorrow. Let me know what you guys want, either lockdowns or center builds. I'm not sure yet, but something's gonna be dropping because we're daily uploading, daily streaming. Sub up. I'll see y'all in the next one, and click the video pop up your screen right now if you have not seen it.